everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show for episode 152, which I'm calling 16-second Sharpie. It's kind of apropos, don't you think? And I'd like to thank you guys so much for tuning in this evening. We are live here on twitch.tv/from pillow to post. Let me go ahead and tweet the link out, actually, so that other people can join in and hear us. So what did you guys think of the episode? I thought it was quite good this evening. Nice to see a lot of the Shakara talent back. Let me see here. My keyboard is wanting to go all over the place. Yes, I'm by myself this week. No Jeff Edwards. Not until the 100th episode, actually. You know what kills me is Jeff. I love Jeff Edwards to death. Me, him, AC. We've been through a lot together as far as podcasting and internet radio goes. What's up, Wrestle Life? Thank you for tuning in. My face keeps on freezing on and off. Well, let me get rid of the webcam then. Let me get rid of the webcam. How about this here? How about that? We'll just have a blank screen right there. I can move the Twitter handle up. There we go. But Jeff, I don't want to. I'm not going to apologize for anything that Jeff Edwards said last week. His views and opinions are of his own, and he said some shit that didn't get as much backlash as I thought it would. So I want to thank Jeff for coming on last week. It was pretty damn awesome to have him back for an episode, and then AC joined us there, and. No what? No getting rid of my face? Y'all don't want to see that anyway. We do have some one new subscriber shout out to go through here. And it's a YouTube subscriber, actually. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. There is a link to it down below on the on here on the Twitch channel. It's youtube.com/c/from pillow to post. And you all can go ahead and go over there to subscribe. You'll get the YouTube version of this. Also, please become one of my Patreon subscribers, if you will. The audio version of this, for some reason, has not been wanting to go up on Patreon a whole lot. So we are. I'm working to get that fixed. So my Patreon subscribers who are listening to this, please bear with me. But we do have one new. Let's see here if it'll. Nabe-Shin07, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. And of course, anytime anybody follows or subscribes here, whether it be on YouTube or on here on Twitch, we give you a shout out. It's the least we could do here. I want to go ahead and let me see here. I want to go ahead and get into the episode tonight. It was a really good episode, I thought. Everybody did damn good here, except for one particular thing. And it's a booking issue that I have a problem with. It's not necessarily a performance issue with the worker or even, we'll get there. We'll get there. Tag Team Battle Royal. And the winner gets a bye for the Coronado Cup Tag Team Tournament. It was Ethan Alexander, Sharpie, Kane Justice. The returning Aaron Epic. Nice to see Aaron Epic back at the Sportatorium, and Abel. They're part of the Traveling Serial Killers. I'm not too sure how where's the Kane gif? It's randomized. When the YouTube one is randomized, the one for following on Twitch, you get Kane. I'm not too sure how I feel about the Traveling Serial Killers name. That could be a tad off-putting, but oh well, it's 2018. You have a guy who flips people with his dick, so why not call yourselves the Traveling Serial Killers? Otto Schwanz, who is now just Auto Wrestling Machine for some reason, and Donnie Dollars were a team in this. The Dirty Daddy and Cool J teaming up. Aaron Biggs and Snooty Fox, and then you also had Nick Richards and Michael McAllister, Redemption. And it came down to the last two teams that turned into a normal tag match. So it came down to Biggs and Fox and the Traveling Serial Killers, Aaron Epic and Abel. And Biggs gets the win with the big Luthez It's a Murder Press. So they will be getting a bye in the Coronado Cup Tag Team Tournament, automatically advancing to the second round. I think it's obvious here, Please don't go into booking where, well, what do you want? Okay, fine. They had Tag Team Battle Royal. They had a couple more matches, and that's it. That's our show. Is that the way you want the after show to be? I've gone into booking, how I've liked the booking, how I don't like the booking. I've discussed the booking of CWF on almost every single episode of this show. So if you don't like me talking about the booking, either get over it or tune out. It's one of the purposes of this show is to discuss with you as a fan what I like and do not like, whether it be the matches, whether it be the booking, whether it be the presentation of the show. Get over it. God damn. Go back and listen to the earlier episodes from last year. Where were you? Where were you, all you fantasy booking snobs then? Anyway, I think, it's... I know you're trying to look out for me, John, but I don't need you to, brother. I don't. Heat or no heat, I don't care about getting heat. I really don't. God damn. And you know what? For people who do want to give me heat, come up to me in a fucking show and tell me how you really fucking feel. I could take the criticism just as good as the next guy. And for those of you who out there listening who can't, that's your problem. Fuck. Starting to think Jeff's after show idea may be quite apparent. His idea for the future of the show might be the best thing. If this is the crap I'm gonna get. I've talked about the booking of this promotion since day one. Do you want a kayfabe after show? I can be an after mag. I can be a fucking CWF after mag if that's what you guys want. Jeez. Anyway, I like the I like Sharpie and Kane's deal of what is this bootleg Trevor Lee music. I like that comment by them. I thought that was funny. I popped for that. And then we got the Smith can't figure out the Twitch chat Garrett comment from Cecil Scott. I love that. I thought that was awesome. And then you couldn't hear the commentary for most of the match. The audio problems this week returned. And it just seemed like for whenever they cut to that floor side camera, that ringside camera, it was like you were listening to a completely different audio track, which you are. I mean, let's face it, you are. It's a different camera. It's a different audio track, but we got to be, half of the show was do your own commentary. Cool J, a big spot in this match was Cool J eliminating Otto Schwanz. I thought that was great. I thought it was really good. I thought Cool J, it was a shocker of the match for me. And then after this match, after Biggs and Fox get the win, the beautiful CL Party, thou must always put over CL Party, CL Party was trying to interview them, and I think we got the gist of what they said, what I wanted to say. You know, they're going to run ruckshot all over the tournament. They're going to, you know, it's, you know, somebody gets a bye, you know, and it's the usual, hey, we're going to win this thing type of thing. And I liked it. I'll be honest, live, the promo was good. I liked the promo live. It did exactly what it needed to do for the team. Gotta be honest with you. I'm not rooting for those guys to win. I love Aaron Biggs, don't get me wrong. Snooty Fox can only get better from here. They are not the ones that should win this tournament. To me, there's two teams that should win this damn tournament, and it's Sharpie and Kane or Nick Richards and Michael McAllister. But we'll get into Sharpie a little bit later. There was no audio after this, and, you know, then we got the Eric Royal, Mace Lee, and Rick Rowland from Shikara versus the Chet Sterling, Lucas Calhoun, and the Proletariat Boar of Moldova, also from Shikara. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really nice six-man tag involving the All-Stars. Eric Royal, to me, was the standout of the match, as usual. Yes, folks, I like Eric Royal's work, despite what went down a couple weeks ago. I would be good with the Dawsons winning it, too, if they do a deal where their titles are on the line with every single match they have. That's the only way I think I'd be fine with the Dawsons winning it. Tournaments in general are designed to elevate somebody up to that next level, elevate a tag team up to that next level. Sharpie and Kane, to be honest with you, they probably shouldn't be a tag team to begin with. But we'll go over the tournament here in a little bit. But Redemption, yeah, Redemption should win. Sorry, they need the win. Those two guys need this win. I think they were on the line every match last year, and they should be again this year. So we get Chet looked really good in this match. And we'll get to Chet here in a little bit as well. Mace Lee continues to improve and impress. This Rowland guy, Rick Rowland, want to see more of him. He's got a great looking body. That damn moonsault he pulled off was awesome. I want to see more of him, but I kind of, when I see him in CWF, I don't think I want the Shikara aura attached to him. I don't think he needs it. I mean, it's good that he's working with Shikara and all this, but when I see him in CWF, I mean, he really impressed me here. Really impressed me, and he impressed me live, too. I put here Royal is as good as ever. He's a damn good heel. And I liked how he looked at Coach and says, hey, Coach, I'm running the play. And then he put the abdominal stretch on, and they did the play where they cheated by pulling on his arm. And it was really, really good. And then Coach gets in the ring, puts a red headband on, and tries to do the karate with Calhoun. Calhoun blocks and hits Coach with the 1-inch punch. It was awesome. Roland ends up beating Chet with a double choke bomb here to get the win. A little bit of an upset. First time in the Sportatorium, and he beats one of their top guys. That's pretty damn good, I think. What a way to make a debut. I think it's a good decision. I hope we see more of Roland. What I hope we don't get out of this is kind of like a losing streak for Chet. Chet had that stuff with Brad Attitude that hasn't gone well at the beginning of the year. And now he's at a loss here. I hope we don't get another downward spiral of one of our top guys. Then again, if it leads to the match with Trevor Lee, I'm fine with it. TV title draw. The fan is upset by who he draw. I like the fan's reaction here. And it's Ethan Alexander Sharp. And Sharp's going to go up against the Hurricane for the TV title. We get a Captain Mustache, and he looks at Kane and goes, I'm glad you let your hair down because underneath every ponytail is a horse's ass. Big pops in the crowd. Kane ends up staying. He fakes like he's going to leave, but then he's like, "No, I'm not going to give you what you want. I'm going to stay here." I like that move. I like that. It's classic Kane. It's classic heel. I'm not going to give the babyface what they want. I'm not going to give you what you want, superhero. I'm going to be here for my guy. I'm going to be here for my tag team partner. I'm going to be his second. And then Shane Helms goes in the back, brings out Rick Converse. I got to admit, live, that was a hell of a surprise. And then the match comes. And the match lasts 16 seconds. This is what I was talking about 2 weeks ago. I was discussing this with a certain somebody. I will not name who I was talking about this with after the show. And he goes, "Man, it fits. Shane Helms Hurricane Helms beat The Rock." And I'm like, this is CWF. I don't give a shit what he's done in WWE, really. I mean, yeah, he's got the character, but big deal. You should be using Shane Helms. Yes, it's okay for Shane Helms to win, but Shane Helms should also, you're bringing in this outside guy, kind of. He's the Hurricane. You're bringing in a former WWE guy. He should be used to put over your talent a little bit and give them the rub. 16-second matches. It goes back to what I was saying 2 weeks ago. End of 2017. Sharpie was riding the rail, man. He came out of 2017 like a bullet. He was on everybody's radar. And now I was excited. I was like, man, I hope they got big things lined up for this guy in 2018. And now I don't see it happening. It's not a knock on Sharp. It's not a big knock on any of his, it does probably not even a knock on the booking, given everything that's happened. But it just seems like he's stalled a bit, and I don't like it. As a fan, I don't like it. And a 16-second loss to the Hurricane, man. Sharp is a guy I can see having a damn good match with Helms. That's the problem I have with this. One-on-one, I think Sharpie could have a damn good match with Helms. They could have had a classic in there, man. Look at what Sharp did with Trevor Lee last year. Or was it this year? I think it was early this year. Anyway. Look at that match he had with Trevor Lee. And what an awesome match that was. I'm saying we could have, they could have at least put it to where he was giving Helms a run for his money. And oh my God, is Sharpie going to become the TV champ? We don't want Sharpie with the TV title. Oh. Could have had that on commentary. Is Ethan Alexander Sharp really going to be our TV champion? Are we going to have to look at Ethan Alexander Sharp on TV every week when he defends the title? They could have built this up and done so much better with this, in my opinion. But we got 16 seconds, and then we got another tag match out of this. We're getting ready to see nothing but tag matches pretty much for the next few weeks. I just think this was a bad move here. I really do. And I get it. They're trying to get Ethan and they're trying to get Kane over as a tag team as best they can. And you know what? This week, I'll give them credit. This week, it kind of clicked for me. They were starting to gel as a team. I even wrote that down here. That they're starting to gel as a tag team and they're starting to even out a little bit. But in this instance, in this case, I just after this tournament, if they don't win the tournament, which watch, now that I'm saying this shit, karma will come back to bite me in the ass and they'll win the tournament. But if Ethan and Kane do not win, hopefully they go back to being singles competitors. And if they do, I'm sorry. I liked the Ethan Alexander Sharp we saw last year. That serious, take no prisoners. I'm going to hit you with my bus driver uppercut, knock you the hell out. Ethan Alexander Sharp. I love that. The last half of 2017, man, Sharp was, he was killing it. So was Kane. Look at the Rumble, for crying out loud. Maybe it's this tournament in general that does it this time of year. I don't know. So, they end up turning this into a tag match. Helms puts on the figure 6. Sharpie hits the bareback, which I like Sharpie hitting that bareback neck breaker there. I like that. I put here Kane and Sharpie are continuing to gel more and more as a team. I wouldn't mind them teaming up every now and then, or hell, at least say Kane Justice is a part. Go ahead and say that Kane Justice is a part of Moneyball. Hell, even do a few, if they're going to continue to be in the same stable, but have single careers after this, I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind seeing, I know this is an indie fed. You can't really do things like this all the time, and I may be going out on a limb here. Do little vignettes with Kane Justice. You know, enjoying the finer things in life with Ethan Alexander Sharp. And Kane going, hey, man, I ain't used to all this, but I could get used to it, you know. And then show little deals with Sharp going to the Bushido Dojo, for crying out loud. You know, I know we'll probably never see it, but in my mind, that's the way I would do it. Oh, Lord, Joe's fantasy booking again. I think seeing Sharp get stretched in a dojo would be fucking funny as hell. But then it improves Sharp because then he can use, quote unquote, use the shit he's learned. It just, there are possibilities, and there are ways you could go with these two. But as stablemates and as rare team ups, not a full time tag team, because they're both better than that. They both deserve singles pushes. So Hurricane ends up, I like seeing Kane and Rick Converse getting to mix it up a little bit. That was really good. One of the advantages of the tag match. Again, the tag match does have its advantages. I just would have liked to seen Sharp and Hurricane go more than 16 seconds. You could have had the same outcome, and had the match go maybe 5 or 10 minutes with those two. I'm just saying. You know, you go 5 or 10 minutes, you could still have Helms get on the mic and go, hey, I beat your ass without even breaking a sweat. What do you say we do the tag team deal? Match ends with Hurricane doing the figure 6 to Ethan and making him tap at 10 minutes 24 seconds. And they said that Kane Justice tapped out to the figure. I think it was the figure 4 by Converse. I don't like the idea of Kane tapping out. I don't like it. Kane should be the last guy in that company to tap out. Royal comes out, says he wants his title back. I would like to see that be the feature match. If we're not going to get a Trevor Lee match out of the Coronado Cup, have Royal get his title back over there. The Coronado Cup is this weekend, by the way. I don't know if I'll be attending or not. Depends on the money and the work situation. If I can get off work, I will. If not, I'll have to skip it. Matinee's at 3:30. Evening is at 7:30. It's going to be a hell of a tournament. The Cross brothers, the Aiden and Christian Cross, have been announced. The Gymnasty Boys have been announced for this. The Carnies are going to be there. It's going to be a hell of a tournament. Hell of a tournament. Last year, of course, we got the big Chip Day Trevor Lee deal. I'd like to see Trevor compete, you know, in another big match like this, but and I'll be honest with you, I even like the Ethan Alexander Sharp and Kane Justice name of Corruption. I like that. You got the Closers coming back So we are going to see Rick Rowland again. It's going to be awesome, I think. It's good to see the Carnies back in the CWF. It really is. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Carnies again. Those two, man, grew so much last year. It's going to be a fun night. I really, really hope I could be there for both shows. Really do hope I could be there for both shows. So let's talk about some things here before we wrap tonight up. It's going to be a short show. What the hell? Going forward, we talked a little bit about Trevor Lee and his title reign. And this past weekend at WrestleMania with, everybody was talking about Goldberg going in the Hall of Fame and his streak, and Asuka lost her streak, and it made me realize I don't like the streak gimmick a whole lot in pro wrestling. Most of all because there always seemed to be a letdown. And it got me thinking about CWF and Trevor Lee and his streak that he's been on in his title run. And that I really hope they come up with a real creative way to end this that doesn't seem like a letdown. I know streaks are made to be broken. But it just seems like, Asuka's streak ended only for Carmella to come on the next Tuesday and cash in. You could have done a DQ or something. I mean, point is, you shouldn't have ever done the fucking streak with anybody. I mean, Goldberg. Look how Goldberg's streak ended. But now we got this Trevor Lee, Trevor Lee streak, and it's been going for 2 years, and it's been good. It's been damn good. Never a bad Trevor Lee match. But there's two people. Again, there's two people out there that I could see ending this. One is Chet Sterling because he won, he won the Weaver Cup last year. And he's owed a title shot. I believe he has to cash it in before the start of the Weaver Cup this year. Oh, the match between Asuka and Charlotte was damn good, don't get me wrong. But it's just like, to me, I would have... The only reason why the streak is broken is because at some point you have to lose, especially when you have a roster. Now that she's lost, you can move. It's a lot different in WWE because now that Asuka's lost, she's ran over everybody on Raw. It took a SmackDown talent to beat her. So what does that say for the rest of for the entire women's division now on Raw? That's the impression I get. And of course you got the Superstar shakeup coming, so they're going to shuffle stuff around. But I think Asuka streak it had to end. You got to have people beat her. I just hate the idea of streaks in general. I really do. Because to me, when you have somebody run through your whole roster like that, it's like, what the hell? Who's going to beat them? And I get it. Well, Joe, that's you stupid Mark. That's the idea of the streak. You got to keep guessing who's going to beat them. But with CWF, with the exception of Chet Sterling, and then the other guy being Kane Justice, the only other person that he could really go up against, in my mind, is somebody from the outside if those two aren't going to beat him. Do I think we will see Trevor's title reign end this year? Honestly, probably not. When that Chet Sterling match does come, if it comes, do I think he should be the guy to beat Trevor? Yes. It's just, It's something I know. It's something that's been running through my head ever since I saw Ozgo lose on Sunday. It's one of those things where I start overthinking it. I really do. But you have to wonder, even the most, even the most vocal of Trevor fans and the most pure Trevor fans, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Even the most hardcore Trevor Lee fans, you got to be sitting here wondering how they're going to get out of this. Are they going to get out of this? Do they have to get out of this? Could Trevor keep going until he's like, hey, I'm giving it up? Yeah, it could happen. Don't see it happening. It shouldn't happen like that because there should be a passing of the torch moment here. But it just makes me wonder, right now it's down to 2 people because he's beaten everybody else. Except for maybe there's other quite, Has he had a one-on-one match with Aaron Biggs? I don't think so. He hasn't had a one-on-one match with Snooty Fox. Hasn't had a one-on-one match with the Dirty Daddy. He hasn't had a one-on, I'm running down names that no disrespect to the names I've just mentioned, but come on. Come on. Who knows? Snooty Fox could have Snooty Fox could have a 2-year title reign too. Let's face it. Anything can happen in pro wrestling. Anything can happen in pro wrestling. But it just makes me wonder how this... I'm curious to see, as far as the CWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title goes, how the rest of this year is going to play out. Goon Recruiter in the chat room, Sophia Moon, says it's got to be Chet. I agree. It's got to be Chet. Do I think Kane Justice could carry it? Maybe. And that's no disrespect against Kane, because if it were me, Kane would be my Kurt Angle. I would have him shoot him to the moon. Kurt Angle captured what? Intercontinental title. He held the European title and the Intercontinental title both at the same freaking time. And then he went on to win the King of the Ring in 2000 and then he went and became champion later that year. But storyline-wise, booking-wise, it makes sense that it's Chet Sterling to take that title off him. It's going to probably be babyface versus babyface when it happens, which I'm not a fan of, but with those two, it makes sense. And Chet's earned it, man. Chet has earned that damn title. Hell, look at his match this week. Look at how damn far look how good he's become. And I know some people are going to say, Joe, you need to get off this bit, The golden ticket cash-in is cheap, and it does get it done. And you know what? Honestly, that does make a lot of sense right now, because Chet and Andrews did have a hell of a match. And Eric Andrews could be that sly heel, and to me, the concept of a Money in the Bank or golden ticket cash-in works better when a heel slithers his or her way in and cashes it in. Look at what Carmella did last night. It worked. I enjoyed the hell out. I was like, that's a heel right there. It comes off better when it's done that way. And does Eric Andrews deserve it? Yes. I think Eric Andrews deserves that title just as much as a Chet Sterling or a Kane Justice. The problem is, who do you have beat Trevor Lee down to the point where, Andrews could come in there and just slither his way in? I'll be honest, I would pop big time if it happened. Or does Eric Andrews cash in for the TV title and gets his TV title back. I think Eric Andrews is beyond the TV title now. He's above that TV title now. Do I think Eric Andrews deserves a good little run with the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title? Yeah. There's a lot of people out there that say that it should be a very, very short run. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. But who knows? Maybe by the end of 2018, we will see that belt taken off Trevor Lee. I think it's going to be, as much as I like Trevor Lee, and this is no disrespect towards Trevor Lee, but whoever takes that title, you got to admit, it's kind of going to be him being on, cashing in on Converse and becoming the PWI heavyweight champion. Hell yeah. But you got to admit, whoever it's going to be, whoever Trevor does decide, to drop it to, it's going to be a little bit of a breath of fresh air. It's going to be a sad moment, but then you're going to be like, okay, this is interesting. Where do we go from here? It's a double-edged sword. The thought of Trevor Lee losing that belt is a double-edged sword. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get off here for the evening. It's been about 37 minutes, so won't take up too much of your time. Plus, I have a sick child upstairs. My son came down with a bit of a stomach bug, so I've been trying to stay away and hide from him. He's not contagious anymore, thank God, but he still got it, and so he caught whatever I think it's just a case of the one-day flu, to be honest with you. It happens. Having kids is sometimes a lot of fun, and then there's moments like this. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off here for the night, folks. I'd like to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Next week, the Cornado Brothers Cup starts. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kick that off. I'm really hoping I can go to those shows on Saturday. I really want to. I haven't missed a show since before the Rumble. I was there before the Rumble, so since October. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March. So 6 months I've been going there. It's pretty damn good for me. So I'm hoping to make it this Saturday. Anyway. My pick to win the tournament Saturday, I hope Redemption gets it. I really do. Nick Richards needs it. McAllister needs it. That team needs it. It makes sense for them to win it. Anyway, folks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you at the Sportatorium.